Hello, I'm Alek Avdakov, and welcome to the life and times of Frederick the Great. I would like to start the episode by saying that history is in the making as I am speaking. Russia has illegally invaded the sovereign nation of Ukraine, and this is going to be outdated when you hear this, but Russian troops have nearly surrounded Kiev. I just stopped pronouncing it Kiev in support of the Ukrainians. There are tank operations near Kharkiv, and there is a Russian breakthrough in the south of the nation. I never thought I would see a European war in my lifetime, and the potential for a great power war has increased mightily. Not since the Cuban Missile Crisis is nuclear warfare so imminent. I must use this platform to say that I am praying for the people of Ukraine, for the ordinary people of Russia who had nothing to do with this conflict, and for an immediate end to this invasion. To help, there is a long list of organizations such as UNICEF or UNICEF. There's obviously the Red Cross, and you can donate to Doctors Without Borders. All of these will be linked in the description. 50% of the advertisement revenue I get from you listening will go to the charity of my choice. So make sure you share this podcast with as many people as you can. And as long as this war is taking place, including insurgency, I will continue to support these organizations with 50% of the advertisement money I receive. That is how much this means to me. May the spirit of the Zaporizhian Cossacks guide the Ukrainians to victory over the invaders, and may Putin drown in the blood that is on his hands in this deadly conflict. I would like to take this time to give an example of another time the Russians took advantage of Ukrainians. It was during the Second Northern War that I discussed during the third episode, The Great Elector Part 1, when the Cossacks revolted against the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Something I failed to mention was that during this war, the Cossacks and the Russians negotiated for a treaty against Poland. According to the Cossacks, the treaty called for Russian protection with troops. However, the Russians took it as the Cossack land is now Russian land. This was known as the Pereyaslav Agreement. When the treaty between Poland and Russia was finally signed in 1686, it did not recognize the sovereignty of the Cossacks of Zaporizhia. Instead, it split or partitioned the region between the Polish and the Russians. This was the beginning of Russian domination over the Ukrainians, something that is not understood in the West. The Zaporizhian Cossacks of the 1600s were proudly independent people and deserve to be remembered as such. This is one of the reasons why Putin's statement that Ukraine has no historical precedent is 100% a lie. Truly, he speaks with the tongue of Beelzebub on his side. Anyway, remember to share this podcast with anyone you know. Your mom, your dad, your crazy uncle, your sweet aunt, and your weird cousins. I will use half the advertisement money I gain to donate it to charity of my choosing to help the people of Ukraine. I have no other way to conclude this episode other than saying, Slava Ukraina! Glory to Ukraine.